they are now hunger. I mean, hunger is staring them on the face. They don't have. Some of them don't have houses to stay in.
You say that this is pure criminality.
Yes.
I mean, that people will just wake up and you're not accusing your neighbors of this, are you?
Our neighbors. Don't forget, I've told you that we live together with them
peacefully
for decades.
Yes.
And I've.
So you don't think these attacks are being perpetrated by your neighbors? I'm just trying to get that straight.
They are not. They may. Some of them, because don't forget, to every general rule, there is always an exception. I do not, as a person, I do not suspect them, of complicity in this thing. But don't forget that there are pockets of them, that join these fighters. And that is why, for everywhere you find good people, you must certainly find very bad people. There are very bad people, but there are very, very good people that are interested in peaceful, living between, not minding who is where.
The reason I ask this is, why would anybody just wake up and decide that they just want to, attack a village or attack a group of people for no reason?
That is the reason. Because if you ask me, I cannot tell you that this is the reason why these attacks are going on. And don't forget, it started from Godogodo, several villages. Today, as if, it was an isolated case. Tomorrow you find them moving to another place. And it has been it's just like it is a hurricane moving. They attack here, they move to another place. And this is where, to me, as a person, and to my people, the thing is so shocking.
You don't think that this has anything to do with the crisis between farmers and herdsmen?
Now, the herdsmen, like I told you, we have Fulanis living with the farmers for long. Now, the current trend that we have today started about last year or year before last, when these herdsmen will come to your farm. What normally happens is, if they mistakenly or by whatever means allow their cows or cattle to stray into your farmland, you come and meet them and say, why do you do this? Maybe you resolve yourselves there, or you go to the traditional rulers who would resolve you, or if it defies that, you go to the law enforcement agents and you are resolved there, or the courts. But this time, these people that came with this killing attitude, they will come to your farm, cut down your crops for the cows to eat. If you raise anything, they will either kill you, or they maim you there, or if you are lucky to run away, they would set that farm ablaze. So this is how the trend started. They will come to your farm, destroy the farm.
Did that happen this year? Because you said that, year before last, so I'm assuming that's 2015?
2015. 2016 was the worst.
Okay.
In fact, as I talk to you, our people cannot even go to the farm, let alone seeing what is happening, as at 2017. But the man that attempted to go to his farm 48 hours ago did not come back home.
My point is, there's been some conflict.
Yes.
There's been some contact. There's been some quarrel between farmers and herdsmen before now.
Yes.
Because the impression I got when I asked you, what do you think is at the root of this?
Yes.
You said this is just plain criminality.
Yes.
It would seem that people were just in their homes and people came from nowhere and attacked them. But it would seem that there had been some quarrel before now over, land and grazing land and farmland for farmers, as it were. So what do you think? I mean, you said that some of these things have been resolved, some of them have been intractable. Before now, had there been any alarm raised as to, the potential that this could cause some problems? Last year,
my community wrote a letter. We have the letter. We wrote a letter through our traditional ruler, to the government, to alert the government that this is the new trend of destruction of our people's farmlands that is going on. We have a copy of the letter. We wrote to say this is the challenge we're having. But beyond this, You see, if that is just the issue, that cattle are stray into your farm, that should not be a justification for you to go into an entire village, surround it, begin to shoot at the people. When they run away or they are killed, you set their homes ablaze. You cannot, there is no basis to compare these two things. If you allow your cows to come into my farmland, is that an invitation for me to complain so that you kill me and burn my house? This is the question.
So are you saying that the farmers too have not been aggressors? There are some people who also say that, in response, in retaliation, the farmers too have also gone attacking people.
If you are attacked, you see, at the initial time that these attacks were going on, we were crying to the government, please come. There is something that is going on now that we do not understand. The response we have from the government was the justification that our governor gave to say that these attacks are because, we killed the cows of the herdsmen in 2011, foreign herdsmen for that matter. He tried to justify it. And so the little security men that were deployed to the area did not or were not, directed, to go into where these criminals are and remove them. So the issue is that if you want to find fault with the locals that try to protect or defend their properties, then it is most unfortunate. You have taken an attack to them. They are trying to see how they'll secure themselves, and you are now criminalizing them.
So are you saying that when you say they try to secure themselves, at some point they had to take law into their hands?
Indeed, when you don't have, when the government is not coming to your aid, what do? That is the question. It's a matter of...
What were the measures that were taken?
We have the civilian JTF that used their bows and arrows and went into the bushes to see if they can. But they were overpowered by these people that had or have supplies, constant supplies of sophisticated arms delivered to them by helicopters.
The government didn't just come up with this reason. According to him, there was a panel set up headed by, I think, a committee headed by General Aguai. I don't know if did you ever see the findings of that particular committee?
No, I have not.
Did you know that there was any, committee headed by General Aguai?
I don't know about that.
You do know?
Yes, I do know.
But you don't know anything about the findings?
I don't know of the findings.
Because it was that committee that came up with, these findings, that there was some traces down to the 2011 crisis.
Now, supposing that is true, as I said,
Are you saying that you're doubting the General Aguai report?
I said I have not read it, so I don't want to.
But you know that there was a committee set up.
Indeed, I say I do know. I do know, but I say that supposing there was that committee report, and the killers were traced to neighboring countries. We do know that what then happens if you know that those that are perpetrating evil in your land are even foreigners. Now, this calls for the intervention, and in fact, it goes out of your jurisdiction as a state government. This now calls for a diplomatic action by the federal government, because you are now talking about something that goes beyond or across borders.
Okay. Now, right now, the federal government has spoken. You have said that you want the troops to be ordered to go into the bush. Now, that might stop the bloodshed and the killings. But then there will always be the conflict. There will always be that underlying tension, as it would seem. What do you think can be done to ensure that relations between farmers and herdsmen are restored?
You see, that is the problem now, because as it is today, the farmers are already disenchanted by the herdsmen, because they no longer trust these herdsmen. Out of the blues, they came up started shooting and killing. Now, you need a lot of assurances. But where do you get the assurances? From these foreign killers or from the locals whom you have lived together with for decades without any problem? So this is where the challenge is.
Well, Mr. Barrister Auta Maisamari, I have to say thank you for coming on Sunrise Daily.
Thank you.
He's a member of the Southern Kaduna People's Union. Sunrise Daily will continue shortly. Do join us again.